Hello and welcome to the first electronic assembly video. This is a new video series that I am creating for YouTube. As you know, I am a software engineer and an aspiring video game designer. I am very good at building electronics and operating electronic devices, and also using these kits. These are soldering kits, which is mainly what I'm going to be doing during these videos. I will also be assembling computers and that kind of thing. So I think this series is going to be very fun. I hope you enjoy it. What this series is going to entail is I'm going to have an introduction, like this introduction right here, and show off and do a brief overview of the kit that I'm assembling. Then we're going to head over to the soldering desk and assemble the device, and I will do a narration while I assemble it and explain what I'm doing and explain the different parts and how they work. And then after I get done with the assembly, I am going to test the device on this table and see how it works. So in this first video I will be assembling this simple kit called Blink. It is put out by Open Source Hardware. They're on Amazon. They have 3 different kits and I might assemble all 3 of them. They're very simple kits with very simple instructions that you can print out, which I've already done so. In this little kit, it contains a simple rectangular card. It is powered by a button battery, and there are 3 buttons here which power 3 different LEDs, and each LED is a different color, which is an RGB, which is red, green, and blue, which is the standard colors of electronic devices, called RGB or red, green, blue. And you can combine the colors to create different colors. As you know, I am an artist, so I know all about painting and what colors are and how to create new colors. Let's get started. We're going to head over to the soldering station and start the assembly. Okay, here we are at the soldering desk. You can see this camera is a top-down view, making it easy to see close up what I'm doing. Let's just take all of the different pieces out. Here's an empty package. This little card here. It's called Blink, assembled in California. Learn to solder kit. Parts list: Blink PCB, 3-volt battery, 3 resistors, a battery holder, 3 push button switches, and LEDs red, green, and blue. Here is the 3-volt CR2032 battery to power the device. This is the Blink circuit board, known as a PCB. You can go to learntosolderkits.com to print out the instruction manual, which I already have printed out. And now take the different pieces. These are the switches. Put these in different categories here. These are the resistors here. These are the 3 LEDs. And the battery holder. And a little screwdriver right here, which we will use. Okay. We're ready to begin the assembly. I'll get the instruction manual out and we can begin. Okay. The first step in the assembly is to install the 3 resistors. These are resistors. As you can see, there are color bands around each of them. There are many different types of resistors. You have to make sure you match the color code to the type of resistor that the circuit board says to have. This easy kit just uses R1, R2, and R3, but on boards there's a number. These color codes equal a number, and you have to match the number, which is represented by colors, and match them up correctly or they won't work. But you can also use a meter, which I have, which I'm going to be using in other kits to test the which kind of resistor I need, which I will show later in other videos. But so first of all, we carefully remove this first resistor. You can see, bend these wires to make it look like this, and then place this in R1. I'm just going to do all 3 at once. R2. And R3. So there. Now we can use a soldering pencil now, or pen. Just a minute. Okay. This is a soldering pen. There are different types of tips. I have this finer tip because it's easier to use for small areas. And I'm going to use this to clip off some solder wire. This is solder wire. This will allow you to melt. This wire melts and fuses the wire onto the circuit board. So how we do this is just put the wire right here. Make sure you use like a mound, looks sort of like a chocolate chip. And don't leave it on the circuit board too long. It'll burn the circuit board. If you can't see close up, you can use a mirror, which is what I have with this light. I have a mirror with a light here, so you can see if you did it properly. I gotta fix this. I gotta put some more solder wire here. Okay, it looks like it's pretty good. You can see here, and you can see now this is crooked, so what I gotta do is I gotta fix that. There, that's crooked. I had to fix that. I gotta turn that down. It's a little too hot. You can adjust the temperature. I got it like 600, but I turn it down to 550. Depends upon what you're doing. But that looks good. That one's kind of crooked, so I gotta fix it. There, good. That'll work. Sorry, that one was crooked. Now what you gotta do is you gotta snip off these ends. So I got this little wire cutter right here. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to heat these up to flatten the, I'm just going to flatten these. Make them nice and, okay, now let me chip off the ends. Okay, you can see one of them was like crooked, but I was able to fix it. I think this looks good. Okay, the resistors are done. Clean this off here. The next step in the instructions is to solder on the battery holder, which is right here. Now what you got to do is you got to put this end towards the bottom where the curve is, where you're going to insert the battery. So like that. So I just have to solder these 4 tabs on, which is going to be very simple. Now you do not need to snip this, because these don't need snipping. Well, that looks good. Now the battery thing is connected. So I got the battery done. So that's done. Okay, this next step I have to install 3 switches. You can see how little they are. You can see the tabs. Just a minute. Sometimes it gets pressed in, so they're easy to move. Just gotta be careful. Put some more soldering fluid on those battery cases. It's not. You have to make sure that all the gold here is covered. Okay, all 3 switches are operational. Okay. Okay, the last thing we need to install is the 3 LEDs, which are the red, green, and the blue, which go right here. It says L1, L2, L3 right there. Now think about this. They are positive and negative, just like a battery. So the positive is a square right there, and the negative is the circle. You need to make sure that the positive goes in the positive side and the negative goes in the negative side. It's kind of like a battery. It won't work if they're in the wrong way. So square is positive, so put it in like that. And the green will be over here. Okay. Like that, make sure it's in right. Sorry. Yeah. Okay. With the soldering pen here, I'm just gonna put this right here. Looks good. Sometimes you gotta pop that out. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut these off and then fix a little mound. You just got to take your time on these things. You got to make sure that none of the solder stuff is touching each other. Yeah, see, to make sure that the stuff is not touching each other here, because it won't work that well if they're touching. So okay, just snip that off. Okay, the 3 LED lights are in place, which are red, green, and blue. So there, clean this place up a little bit. Just solder wire out of here. Okay, this is the lithium battery. It's CR 2032. That's the type of battery it is. There's different types of lithium batteries, different types of button batteries. This one's a CR2032. You have to cut in. You gotta cut into here. This is a button battery. And what you do is you use this battery thing right there and press it in like that. And these two tabs right here hold it in. And there, the battery is installed. All right, I'm going to put this in a baggie. This is like a mount that you can mount it onto something, which I'm going to buy a mounting board to put the different kits on, which I will do a separate video about that. You can mount this. I'll put the screws in here and put the save this. But there's a mounting board that you can get to put different kits onto a circuit board mount, and that's what I'm going to do in a later video. I'll do a video about that. But here we go. Test it out. The connections are good. Okay, good. Now we're going to take this over to the testing table and show off the finished device, the finished project. So let's head over there. Okay, let's test this thing out. Put it down here. Okay, as you can see, there are 3 LEDs, a green, a blue, and a red. This is the button battery that powers it. There's no on and off switch. It just you just press these individual buttons and it powers the device. Opens and closes the circuit, if you know how circuits work. But press the green. That works. The second button activates the blue LED, and the third button activates the red LED. So red, green, blue, which is the 3 basic colors of the color spectrum, and combining these in different amounts creates all the colors of the spectrum. So that works. Okay, the testing phase is complete. This device works as it should. All the pieces were assembled correctly. So it is a success. I hope you've enjoyed this first electronic assembly video, and I will be making more in the near future. So goodbye for now, and I'll see you in the next video.